Hello, everyone,
Or,
and welcome back to maybe an episode of Pokemon Snow. I'm your host, the Gold Crow, and with me I have Proteus.
me, just me.
Um, do you want to maybe recount what happened? Yeah, that's me.
Hey, this is me. You're wondering how I ended up in this situation. So, yeah, last time the I went to go and copy down a spell for 4 hours, and during that time, the rest of the party had an intervention with Arakellis, which turned into an interview slash interrogation from him. And somehow it wound up okay, question mark. They found out that the skeletons wrote the note to us and they listened to faculty members. So it's one of the five or six faculty members that is wanting to meet us at the docks uh, on Saturday. And then the second thing is we found out uh, Tim died the same day that Professor Ledrick did. And we know that the teacher's tower is more or less got defenses against non-mana born because they knew that they would not have mana born inside the school, so they didn't put that into the accounting.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing, yeah. And then we met up together and we talked things out between everything, and since most of the day was covered already 2 sessions ago, we ended the day there before doing that, we wrote down a series of questions to use with the Speak with Dead spell, and we're gonna go find Tim's grave. And currently, we're putting that down as a tentative Sunday activity. And then, while Nick, or not Nick, Dante and Malcolm are out and about trying to find the grave, which they did relatively quickly. Nick and Proteus went on our riskiest venture, the moving into the secret passages, and we ended up doing that. We found some strange smells. Couldn't find out exactly what they were. One was sweet, one was bad. We eventually found out the bad one was the garbage incinerator, so that's cool. We found the secret passage, which may or may not be so secret because the garbage disposal system is not like super close to it, but it's definitely like near-ish. But either way, the other side of the passage is well kept and is presumably the faculty traveled, as we will learn from other things that happened. But oh yeah, before we even got that far though, we had to get a key from a skeleton, and I think he's still waiting for me in front of the bathroom. But pretty much, I tried to take his key, make a copy of it. That didn't go over so well, and so I did the classic trick of hiding in the bathroom, turning into somebody else, and then leaving. And then that turned into like a 15-20 minute tirade. Yeah, and we've discovered many different passageways and things, mostly to do with historical artifacts and that sort of thing. Um, we've noticed that there's an exotic big like food store, well, not food storage specifically, but like it has a bunch of exotic goods there that are newer than the other areas. And we found our way into the teacher's lounge, and that triggered the alarm spell, to which Nick split, following an invisible person who uh, we have no idea what the fate of that invisible person will become, but that's a thing that happened. And then as for me, I'm dressed up as a skeleton in magical and non-magical ways, and quickly ran for a secret passage we had heard open earlier and ducked into it and made my way down here. I heard Soul Shade complaining about uh, how his alarm spells never falter before making it down here.
Okay. You can have a reroll for this situation
For the situation.
as you descend after finding the secret passage. You descend dusty stairs down to this passage littered with pipes and spider webs. It appears to be like these hallways are claustrophobic and tight. You almost gotta like push your way through them as you look around every corner. It's pitch black down here. In front of you, there's a branching path amongst all of this.
All right. The alarm spell, uh, can I hear it from down here, or is it like distant at this point?
It's distant.
Okay. Yeah, I will make my way down and peek around each corner, making sure no one is there.
It is as quiet as a church on Saturday down here.
Well, that's
I
ominous.
personally, I'd use the just drag rather than the measure tool.
Before the corners eat me.
Yeah. It splits off left and right.
Okay.
I will have you do a perception check.
All right. Is enhanceability still going?
How long does it last?
1 hour,
Yeah.
and we casted kind of after getting in here.
Yeah, you did it like in the middle. So I'll say it has like the same. No, it have more than the invisibility. So yeah, it's definitely still out.
Okay. Natural 20.
You hear you hear a strange hissing noise coming from this direction. And it's constant. It isn't like a snake or anything. It's just like this low hiss.
Yeah, like steam or water.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. We'll go this way. Oh, it does snake. What?
Yeah, it's getting tighter and tighter as you go down here.
Well, that does get pretty tight. Wait, am I under the swimming pool now?
No. It's real. There's now debris in the way in this. You can squeeze through it, but it's extremely tight.
Okay. Let's see what's through here.
The source of the hissing is coming from this container that is radiating this iridescent steam.
Malcolm is here. Does the steam seem like magical or corrosive?
Do an Arcana check.
'18.
It's ether.
Oh, what? Oh no. So it's
A container, but kind of through it, the kind of ether is kind of steaming out of it.
Uh, so is this like a frozen lockbox of sorts?
It looks like a box. Like you can open it, but through it is kind of like it's like steaming, and this is where the hiss is coming from.
Uh, yeah, like is the box cold?
It is. You're gonna touch it?
Uh, I mean, I guess I played that character in the past, so
Yeah.
I'll touch the box. Not really trying to touch the steam. I just want to see if they're trying to contain it because I know that cold temperatures nullify its effect.
No, that's magicite you're thinking of, or cold doesn't
No,
do
it amplifies it.
Yeah,
Magicite is amplified, but I thght that
yeah.
ether, when it was cold, was safe to handle.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It is. It is very cold. And when you touch, you put your
Okay.
paw against it.
Uh, yeah. Let's see how much they have.
So you want to open it?
Yeah, I think that might be prudent.
So you go in front of it, and you lift up the lid, and in it is several crystals, almost making a casket, and laying inside of it is Mordain. And you see the knocked owl inside of here. He has almost this jelly over his head, and he is not breathing.
I don't know how good I am. I don't think I'm very good at these, but is he dead or is he suspended?
Um, do another Arcana check.
23.
Two things are going on here. This jelly over his head is some pretty gnarly necrotic magic. And it is indeed suspending him. But tampering with this and how it's amplified by ether could turn that suspension into a fatality.
Okay.
But he's just lying inside of here, still and motionless, with this kind of strange jelly over his head.
Yeah. And what are the ether crystals appear to be doing? Are they like seeping into his skin or anything like that?
It appears he was kind of contained inside of here. It seems to be like sort of a battery for this thing. Or amplifying it or something.
Or the box or for the slime?
It appears like The reason he is in here, what with your check, is it is kind of the ether. It's kind of he's surrounded in is kind of feeding into this jelly around his head. And this isn't like an ooze or a slime. This is some sort of necromantic conjuration. Like, it isn't alive, what is on his head right now.
Okay, so it's potentially some freaky simulacrum level
Yeah,
stuff.
it's very similar to that, maybe? What do you do with this information?
Um, I don't know if I'm strong enough to lift up this box.
No, it's like fixed to the ground, it's metal, it's cold.
Well, I do have another thing at my disposal that is rather useful, and I'm going to use image capture on this scenario.
Okay. What are you getting in the shot?
Uh, Mordain, the box, the crystals, the jelly of death.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds like a spell name when I wrote it down. Picture of Mordain's suspended death. Alright. If I move Mordain, would that make the jelly kill him?
You can try.
Alright, we'll not do that then. Alright, I'll close it up.
Okay.
Need to find how you get in here. Okay. Going off to the left.
Yeah, the passageway meanders some more.
Oh, I can squeeze.
Yeah, you can squeeze through there. Ugh. Yeah, it goes up and down.
What the?
Yeah, there's another tight squeeze right there.
What is all this? Why are the passages so tight? Were people Jello back in the day?
There is a glow coming from this direction to your south.
All right, well, I was gonna go that way anyway, because it's the path of most resistance.
Okay.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, you see a circle on the ground that is glowing with iridescent energy.
Oh, no. So is this like an ether dust teleportation circle?
It appears to be like a teleportation circle, except it's etched in ether. And it's glowing.
Wait, does that mean like it's a... Huh. Wait, there has to be a combination here somewhere I can learn then.
Yes, there is a combination around it.
All right. I have no idea if there's a check or something you have to do to
No,
commit those things to
you
memory.
you just kind of remember it, but you don't really have teleportation circle.
Yeah. But if I get a scroll of it, we can certainly try to teleport here.
So what are you doing right now?
I'm gonna try to learn the sigil sequence.
Okay. Since you don't have it, I'll have you do an Arcana check with a DC 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
23.
you got it. You could theoretically teleport to this circle if you had teleportation circle. But
All
I,
right.
I
And
will
I'm
say I will say only you. You can't get someone else to do it for you with like secondhand knowledge.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
that's how that spell works.
Yeah.
Yeah. The I'm a this could be wrong, and I don't know if there's a check for this, but I think that the ether dust here is meant to get around like having to cast it every day for 365 days.
You're free to think whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah, I guess because it's glowing, is it like does that mean it was used recently?
Aether is kind of untreaded territory for you, so you don't really know.
All right. Well, that's some good stuff to know. Let's the rest of this area is just a bunch of
Yeah, just fallen debris.
yeah, fallen debris. So it looks like the area like somewhat collapsed is why it's this way.
Yes, this doesn't look like it has not been maintained at all.
Okay,
There.
so
Oh, I should. If you did go there,
yeah.
there is a paper there.
Oh, I like papers.
It says it's a. Seems to me like some sort of manifesto or manifest. Sorry, of a of something. It's very the writing's very ambiguous. It says shipment, several geodes, GD, several shipments, QM.
Okay.
Um, the QM one is way more substantial than the GD.
Okay. Um, how much more time do I have on enhance ability?
You've probably been down here for like 10 minutes so far. So I would say you still have like another 15 minutes on it.
All right. Do I hear anyone trying to come through this side of the passageways?
No, it's deadly silent down here.
Okay. Let's see.
I
I think.
with your check on that teleportation circle, you you kind of know the way teleportation circle works, and it does seem this one does seem odd in the sense that it's glowing like this, which means because usually you cast teleportation circle to make it glow to step on, but this one is just permanently on.
Well, um, hmm. This might go somewhere interesting then. I think, just in case, I'm going to cast Replay Crystal. Let me just. Only one. Actually, I have not thought of this. Oh. Huh. Huh. Yeah, I guess I'll have to do that. I'm gonna have to use the crystal I use for casting and stuff, the replay crystal. Spell into that, I guess, because all the other ones have stuff in it already.
Okay.
So, um, in case it comes up, that is concentration. And I'm going to, look over the note. I'm gonna leave it there since looking at it will already give us information on it. And then I'm going to go towards the teleportation circle.
You're gonna step on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, as soon as you step on it, there is a brilliant flash of light, and you find yourself somewhere else. Just a second. Da, 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 da. Okay. Just a second. This was not intended for you to get here. Yet. But you're here.
Uh-oh. I don't like those sounds.
Uh, you find yourself in a room in front of this swirling vortex. This very sterile looking place that seems to have a dead end to it.
Oh, there we are. What the?
Yeah?
So it's like a black hole behind me.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go this way.
It appears to be a dead end.
There's not a door or anything?
There's not a door there, no.
All right. I I don't believe.
Roll an investigation check.
19.
Yes, there is. It appears there to be a brick in the wall that seems to be loose.
Okay. I'm going to push it.
It slides open as you, oh, okay. You want to do this to me? Just a second. Just a second. The suspense.
Yeah. I think you can always hide me, drag me through, and then reveal me again.
No,
So that
it's
might be the other one.
no. I know what the problem is. It's
Hmm.
the the settings. It's like giving GM pass wall. There you go. You're in a fantastical study with. At first, it looks like. Do a Arcana check.
Okay. 23.
At first, you think this is like a solar system or planet model, like similar to the one you saw in the school. But then you realize these are the several planes of existence. On this model here.
All right, just plane system. Which like I don't know if yeah, I guess I wouldn't know. Which one's in the center then?
That is the void.
Well, I hope that that is not where my current location is.
Over there is the realm of dreams. There's the Shadowfell. Plane of fire. Plane of water.
Oh, okay. What's out this way?
You appear to be in a study of some sort.
All right.
There's a large metal door in front of you.
Yeah. What things do they have adorning the bookshelves if I can even read them?
You pull out a book. A lot of these are medical books. But looking at them, they're very grisly. It's like how to remove a brain while keeping a patient alive, replacing the digestive system, uh, suspending the respiratory system.
All right, I'll flip through it and then uh put that put that back.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
Yeah. 2.
Okay. Yeah, you put the book back.
All right. We're gonna keep going this way.
A lot of the books are on Pokemon evolution too.
Okay.
Okay. There is a large door in your way.
Time to see if it's open.
It opens.
Okay. I'll close it behind me.
There's some models of hands and claws of different Pokemon.
Hand models.
And as you turn the corner, You see medical beds and conduits of some sort. Large machinery. There's no one on the bed. But there's apparatuses to hook someone up and hold them down.
Oh my god.
Over on the
Okay.
table, you see several jars with several organs inside of them. Brains, hearts, livers, kidneys, intestines, all floating in this green liquid. There's only one brain right there.
Okay. Oh. I don't know if I'm supposed to be seeing through
Yeah,
this.
you can see through
Okay,
that.
so
It's open. That appears to be a study of some sort.
oh man. Oh stairs. Oh stairs.
You're gonna go up the stairs?
Yeah, let's go up the stairs.
It is fastened shut, and there's no lock for it. It's just
Alright.
shut down like a shutter.
I saw some other stairs. We'll go that way. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and you walk past all the organs. Um, yeah. So yeah, door there, and it goes up here.
Stairs.
Going up. I haven't portaled this up, so I'm gonna have to do this really jankily.
Yeah.
Okay. You cannot. Give me a second. You cannot see into this room. I haven't fogged up this room yet because you're not supposed to be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On the door here, it says lab.
Wait, this isn't the lab. Okay. Oh, I better go deeper.
Or test lab. And there's a door right here. Oh, no. This is why. You're looking at the wrong one. You're right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the doors that say lab.
Yeah.
Okay. It is time to go within, I think.
You're gonna try and go in here.
Yeah.
It, again, it's a shuttered lock. You'd need strength to open this, to force it open, because it's not really locked. It's kind of shut, closed.
Interesting. Well, we can always give it a good old try.
Okay.
Zero.
Yeah, it does not budge.
All right. We'll go around the side.
All right. It appears to be several cells,
Yeah, it's like it looks like a prison.
and there are Pokemon inside.
Oh.
They're wearing tunics, like a prisoner tunics, lying on the bed, shivering.
Okay.
They look young.
How young are we talking?
School aged. Well, the school you are currently in aged.
So they probably look Proteus's age or older than.
Yes.
Well, that's good news, I think, maybe.
There's just kind of like those little slits in there, so you can like peek inside.
All right. Since I have the replay crystal going, I will look into one of the rooms.
The prisoners.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, you get. It actually. It's a Jigglypuff.
Okay.
They don't really have a good vantage of you, but like they'd see your. I guess they're just seeing like a crystal looking at them.
Well, they'd be seeing like the skeleton eyes because the crystal is capturing everything I see.
Yeah.
Like I'm basically making a videotape from first person's perspective, Doom style.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I'll find a buzzsaw. All right, what's in here?
This appears to be a more, as opposed to the horrific things you saw. This appears to be like a small kitchen.
Okay, interesting. Oh, that's a real
And
bedroom over there.
there is a like an actual room here.
All right. Um. Well, drawers are always good tells.
There appears to be um nothing really in the drawers besides just paper and pens.
All right, so there aren't like personal belongings in this room.
No.
Huh. Hello. Bathroom, mirror. Yeah.
You're going in the bathroom?
Yeah, is there anything going on with the mirror?
In the mirror, there's nothing in the mirror, but the curtain for this bathtub is drawn, and you can hear it's full of water, and there's that distinct sound of something is inside of it.
Like moving?
Like that floating sound on water.
What is this? What is this dude up to? I'm gonna try to peek
So you're gonna
my
pull,
nose around the corner, my exceptionally long nose.
you'll pull back the curtain.
Not really like pull it back, I just want to be able to look at what's in there. I don't want to like unveil it or anything. But I assume that will require me pulling it back at least somewhat from what you've said.
There is within the bathtub, floating in there, is a Garchomp with a. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you.
yeah. A Garchomp with a piece of the ether in its chest, and it looks decayed though, and its skin is ice white.
Oh, baby. Out of character, I know where I am now. In character, I have no idea. Okay. Oh dear. All right. I'm going to, yeah, I'm gonna put things back as they were.
All right, roll a d6 for me.
Okay. 5.
Okay, you're good. So yeah, if I didn't describe this room, there is a desk, there is a large bed, and there's a bookshelf right here, and a
Yeah,
drawer.
I went to the drawer in the desk last time. What about the books?
There are several books on this shelf. A lot of them have to do with necromancy.
Okay. So more or less in a similar vein as the last one I saw that was kind of artificery-ish in nature.
That was less artificery and more like surgeon and very grisly surgery.
Yeah, well, as far as like, you know, it was more practical,
Yeah.
but it was beyond the means of what normal medical practices would even be.
Yeah.
So this is kind of in a similar vein then.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think I have to, go all the way. Oh wait, what's in here? Hello.
This appears to be a storage of some sort.
All right.
This is beeping with electricity. There's flashing buttons and switches.
Oh, I found the first microwave. Okay, yeah, I'll see if I can tell what's in there, if it's possible to open.
These you can't open these. These are like they're like large cubes with flashing buttons and switches and knobs and levers on it.
Okay, so it's more of a control panel than
Yeah,
a.
but there are boxes here.
All right, tell me your secrets, box.
There are surgery supplies in here: scalpels, syringes, saws, belts, or restraining belts.
Okay, I'm gonna put that back as I found it, and hope we never see it again. Okay, we're gonna get that all back.
Okay.
And hello, closet.
There is there's a closet. It's a janitorial closet. Just
Okay. If I must hide, that is where I shall go. I'll see if I can go up the stairs.
it leads to a locked shutter again.
All right. Yeah, so we can't pick that or anything, right?
No, because it's like it's not a lock pick or anything. Like you'd need like it definitely needs strength to open, rather than
Well,
well,
I can always try.
yeah, you can try.
19 natural 20.
It does not open
What?
because realistically, this is kind of beyond. Like this is kind of beyond it.
Superhuman man is the only one who can walk through here. That's what I've
Well,
learned.
because it's a mechanical lock and it's down, right?
Yeah,
So it's beyond a 20 here.
yeah. It's mechanical?
It's a mechanical lock.
Can I try to
Well,
short?
like a shutter kind of going down.
Yeah. I don't know if this is possible, but could I try to short it with Tinker's tools or mess with the springs?
You'd have to do an intelligence check at advantage using your Tinker's tools.
Okay. 14.
You would have to go to where the power source is to short it and then open that.
Okay. This is probably a contingency for a prison escape then. Um, yeah, we'll go back down. I think I remember
All right, so we'll just
where the
movie here then. You're right there.
yeah. My first impression with that was like, man, he uses the Hulk to open all of his hatches,
Well, well, yes, maybe
but they're
another way.
mechanical.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, there's more prison cells this way. No, this is
Yes, there are more prison cells.
what? I don't remember this way.
Inside of these, you see zombies and ghouls.
Okay. Oh, this is a pleasant room back here.
And in here, you see some rather disturbing images. A disturbing sight of inside these tubes, there are almost flayed Pokemon and Pokemon within these like ghoulish states being preserved in these liquids.
Does it look like this is like trying to make zombies, or is this like
There's also
keep them
brains
alive?
kind of in jars as well.
Those zombies must be very happy then. Does it look like the like the zombies are being made from this, or is it like trying to reconstitute them? Like if you beat the zombie up, is this like the zombie repair chamber?
Do a Arcana check.
Okay. 17.
This seems to be like mixing medical science and necromancy to preserve them.
That
And
makes sense.
and you see one of the brains just kind of like almost it like looked at you for a second. It like turned
No.
around and regarded you.
All right, well, thankfully I have an excuse to look at this. Figure's told us about mind flares before. Um, is the brain like,
It's
yeah.
floating in this kind of green liquid right now.
Does it look like it has legs or is beginning to form them?
No, it just looks like a brain.
A brain that can see.
it kind of like turned on its own volition, is what I mean.
Huh. I'll ask the brain if it's still alive, I guess.
Like you're just gonna talk to it.
I'm just gonna talk to it.
It doesn't really speak.
Or I guess have a way of doing so. What? I'm gonna cast message on the brain and ask it the same question.
How does message work?
Good question. I've never seen message come up like this before. Here, let me go look it up.
Da, da, da.
You point a finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message to the target, and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. You can cast the spell through solid objects if you are familiar with the target and know it is beyond the barrier. You can talk through magical silence. A foot of stone, metal, or wood, or a thin sheet of lead will block it.
Okay, the way I'll do this. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. So you use a message on the brain in the jar, and there's several of them. But what you hear back, what was your question?
Are you still alive?
It says, "Yeah, bro, where am I, bro? I can't see anything, bro."
Oh no.
You gotta help me out here.
I'm going to message the brain again and say, I think... Did you talk to anyone in here that was smart? Before this happened? Or did you wake up like this?
No, bro, we were just partying, man, and then some things came and knocked us out, and then I can't see anymore, but I can like feel you, man.
Oh. It might be a few more days before you're back to normal if we're lucky. You're definitely not in a good spot.
Oh, yeah, this is totally not rad, man.
Yeah.
There's a few more, I should point out there's a few more of these containers with tarps over them.
Oh no. Well, let's go see what's behind them.
All right. The brain kind of twists over to look at you again. What do you do?
That is on.
What do you do?
What's under the tarp?
There is, under the tarp, this horrible abomination, a mixture of draconic features and Pokemon, in like growing two heads. It like has scales on. It looks very similar to the things you encountered in the forest.
Okay. Put the tarp back over it. Go over to this one.
There is another one of these things. It looks even more deformed and monstrous as the last.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm glad I came this way or not.
Roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
It's gonna happen.
2.
All right. Yeah, you're free to wander about.
Okay. All right. Where's that power supply? Oh, I don't know if I went into this room before.
No. It appears to be several almost crystalline artifacts on pedestals.
Crystalline artifacts, huh?
Yeah. They look they look like art pieces, but they are extremely beautiful. Like it's almost like they were forged out of ice.
Uh, I don't know if ice language uh knowing would help me on this angle or not, but would that
Do a
cue me into anything?
do a history check at advantage.
Okay. Huh. 12.
No, you nothing more than these just kind of look like very beautiful like ice sculptures.
All right. I'll go back to the main room. Past the hands again. I guess the only generator-like thing that I found was on the second floor. Well, actually, no. The thing with all the dials,
Yeah.
was that the generator, or is that like were the dials like graphs and nodes, or were they like levers and switches,
They were
or both?
they were both.
Might want to go back and I'm trying to remember. Did I look at that with replay crystal on? I've been
Yeah.
going through the whole complex with it on actually, so yeah, I would
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, you turned it on as soon as you went up through the prisoner block and then you saw that afterwards.
No, I think I'm pretty sure I cast before even coming here just because I wanted to
Oh,
see what was
yeah.
on here and have proof I was here.
Yeah. Because of Mordain, I think.
Yeah, so if I can get out of here, I will be able to review what it does in the future and come back and perhaps steal something with it. Um, actually, I guess there's. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. I like doing it. The one room I haven't checked, I think, is like this one.
Yes, this is an operating room and there is a corpse on the bed and it's grisly. It's torn in two. Its head, the top half of its head is missing.
All right. It's not Owen, right?
It's not Owen. No.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I know where his body is, but just to make sure. And is this more of the same? No, it's
More
like there's two here.
more of the same, but there's no one on the beds, but it's really bloody in here.
Yeah. Nice. All right. These things over here, where are they getting their power from?
They, the best you would reckon is this is used to turn them on, but there's a power source somewhere similar to the door.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of going
Uh,
into the walls and
yeah. Is this a power source? What is that?
this.
No, this thing over here in the corner, he looks suspicious.
You want to investigate that thing?
Yeah.
All right. Use your tinker's tools and an investigation check.
All right. 29.
It's a backup generator.
All right. It's the backup. That's not the full one. Okay.
Roll another d6 for me.
Oh no. 3.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so this was the way to Owen. This way was the things I couldn't get to in the other rooms. So I think I've explored as much as I can without getting to the generator. So we're going. Yeah, actually, well, I'm gonna try to make sure there's not like more secret openings anywhere.
In this room?
Yeah.
All right. You can do an investigation check of the room. Or perception. Whatever you want.
Investigation 17.
You are pretty confident there's no other secret doors besides the one right here. And it involves just pulling a plate off of the shelf here.
Okay. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Back to the void.
Okay, and that brings you back to the underground of the school. Is this the one? Yes, that's the one. And we just go to Proteus. You're right here.
All right. Oh boy.
That took about a half an hour. That hole.
Okay. All right. All right. For the sake of having this replay crystal have everything we need on it, I'll show off Mordain to whoever may hold this crystal in the future.
Just shooting the Blair Witch Project here.
And then we're gonna close it up again.
All right.
And we're gonna go this way.
Okay. Yeah, you see more meandering tunnels and the like.
Okay.
Some mess down here.
These are stairs up
Oh.
or down?
Up. They go up.
Okay, so I think I know where those ones go then, because that would mean both stairs lead down here, which makes sense. Is this a dead end?
Yes. Yes, this is dead end.
All right. Is it truly though? Let's start looking for secret passages.
Yeah, you can do a perception or investigation check.
Investigation. 25.
Yeah, it's there's nothing here.
I know it's around here somewhere. What
And it leads to a dead end.
is it though? 16.
It appears to be.
I don't like dead ends that are actually dead ends. All right, what about these two?
For the sake of time, no, there's nothing there.
Okay. And this one?
There's also nothing there.
Whoever made you
How
poor.
long? Okay, I guess I'll ask you this: how long do you want to spend in here, in this area?
Um, Probably another 15 minutes.
Okay. What would you do if you found nothing in kind of this? If I will tell you, you could find more tunnels that go off, but you don't find any secret passages. Like if you go back to where the teleportation circle is, it kind of branched off over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm mostly trying to find a.
Path.
Well, maybe there might not actually be a way back here other than the way I found it. Is there?
Well, that's for you to figure out.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep looking, but
Okay. Would you be looking for? Are you looking for secret passages in this area, or are you just trying to find a pathway?
I'm trying to find secret passages. I'm pretty sure there has to be a way to get in here that isn't the teleportation circle.
I will say you spend an hour down here if you wish, and I will let you cover this general area to tell you if there's any secret passages.
Um, for the sake of maybe having to come back here down the line, I think I'll do it if for no other reason than we'll have the map being able to be mapped down the line using the replay crystal.
Okay. Um, you find no secret passages in this area, but you find a path that goes off in this direction.
Dude, this is insane. Oh my gosh. This is back to the Mordain land, isn't it?
No, because you're down deeper, and you find another one of these.
All right, who's next?
You open it.
Yeah.
It is full of the ether, but there's kind of a cavity in it meant for someone else to maybe go in here.
Right, well, we'll close that back up and pray it stays that way forever.
Okay.
Jeez, this place is huge. Oh, this isn't Mordain.
Yeah, it's another one.
All right, who is in capsule number 3?
Nobody. It's just full of ether.
All right, these are good signs, I hope.
You squeeze through.
Uh,
There's a set of stairs.
Stairs.
You,
What?
you are now in in kind of like a maintenance tunnel.
Huh.
There's nothing. There's no secret door here.
What about here?
No.
Okay. Probably for the best, because it means that someone would have used it to mug me by now.
This one leads to a dead end. Do a perception check when you go right here.
When I go here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay. You meander through the tunnels. And
no, there's no secret passages anywhere.
where would, with all the places you explored in this area, where would you think you would have looked?
Probably like here and here.
Here, where are you pointing to?
Like over here, there was a bunch of like dead ends close together.
Okay. And how
I
long?
remember right.
And I will say it'll be a half an hour per checking an area. So this would take an hour for you to look for a secret passage in those two areas. But yeah, it leads to a dead end here too. Point out the places you're checking again.
Um, here,
Here,
here.
here, okay. Is that where you wish to go, considering it'll take an hour? Or look? So you're kind of like going along the walls and checking every brick.
An hour for.
A half an hour per area you pinged there. So it would take an hour in total. Let's check those two.
I'll probably do just this one here.
Okay. You don't find anything there. And roll a d10. No, a d12.
Well then, D12s are not safe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, something happened.
All right, and at this point, we're going figure mode back to the. I'm gonna dimension doorknob my way out of here back to the corner of safety. Back in figure mode.
Okay, and we'll pick things up next time then. Goodbye,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye.